Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Carrie.
morning.
So we can't do our hugs, but we'll do this.
Yeah, but you have
right?
to do your hashtag
Certainly.
safe hands
And good
video.
morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, so we are talking about wellness and how
Yes.
do we keep ourselves well during a pandemic.
You know, and the thing is, it's what the age-old statement that our grandparents used to say, prevention is better than cure. And I like what Brian Lara just said, that what we're doing, this hand washing, is not just for us, but it's a benefit to everyone.
Yes.
So continuing the Heal Thyself, How Do We Create Our Healthy Self series. We looked last week at Z, and now we're going to jump into Y, right? But Y could be you or the letter U. And here's a beautiful concept that I stumbled across a couple of years ago when I was doing another thesis. The word Ubuntu. You ever came across that word?
Absolutely not. What does it mean?
It is an African philosophy that shared, I am because you are. And that's exactly what we are creating right now. Was it positive in all of this? Is there any positive in any of this? That philosophy is encouraging us, hand washing, taking care of others, finding innovative ways to connect with others in a social distancing time, is encouraging us to create those opportunities to still find that human connection without really in the physical contact, but in a more conscientious type of realm. So that Ubuntu is a philosophy, an age-old philosophy, and I love the way they talk about it. It gives society, it gives human beings the opportunity to actually be more human, more than just the physical
And to be
realm.
more present now,
And to be
because
more
you
present.
just have to be physically present.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you know, and there's so much panic, and everyone is panicked and full of anxiety. And that segment that earlier on was really fantastic advice about dealing with anxieties.
Yes.
But why are we feeling all of this panic? It's because of this uncertainty. This is a new virus. The world is going into new territory that we haven't really decided upon. It's so fluid, it's so changing. So because of it being different and new, there's all of this panic that's associated.
Yes.
Panic is not the feeling that we're accustomed to. This panic is because we're human beings. We like to be in control of situations. Panic is what is really going to either be the real, nexus
Yes.
of the damage to the population. So if we can circumvent or put that control, spanner the panic, spanner the anxieties. And how do we do that? Really trying to focus on being as prepared and being as finding new innovative ways to connect, because we can no longer, we're not operating in the same realms we had before. That panic is what is driving those anxieties. As you discussed earlier, it can lead to depression. It can lead to even social distancing can lead to social isolation.
Yes.
But one of the interviews that I heard from Dr. Gupta, Sanjay Gupta, he said social distancing can not be social isolation if we find those strategic ways about thinking of maintaining ourselves and thinking of maintaining others.
Yes.
Right? So some of those, how do we counteract the anxieties, the stresses? How do we maintain that healthy you?
Yeah.
Right? Here's what I'm going to say. It might sound a little kind of off the whack. I want persons to prepare themselves as if they will get the virus. So set the mentality that the virus is here. What would we do? Think worst case scenario, not panicked, but prepare yourself. So what would you do if you do get the virus?
Okay, so you're foreshadowing
Exactly.
and putting your mind, your body, and your preparation, your space.
That's right.
You're getting that ready. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So because preparedness, that's what we do for hurricanes. When we know, when we feel better prepared, when we have the action plans, when we know we go through all the different risks that can happen, right? Then we feel better, less panicked, less anxious.
Yes.
So
Because then you're just going through a checklist.
That's
Which is
right.
what the country is going through now.
Exactly.
Because they have the WHO
Right.
checklist for pandemics.
For pandemics.
And they're going through that in terms of closing of the borders, closing of the bars,
right.
keeping people inside.
Exactly.
So we create that same checklist for
ourselves,
Right.
right? And that will give us a little bit more control, a little bit more dimensions to our own anxieties and our feelings. Of course, being self-aware. So if you do get the virus, what do you
Yes.
want to do? You want to prep your immune system. You want to make sure from now, don't wait until it actually does happen, because the population, the way it is spreading, the chances are you will get it. Your symptomatology may not exhibit to the point where you need to go in the hospital care. It can be managed at home. In fact, 80%, that's what's been said, 80% of the virus, the symptoms itself is managed at home. It's only that very small percentage reach the respiratory conditions because of either comorbid or immunocompromised state. So how do you prepare at home? You want to make sure your immune system is up to mark. You want to keep hydrating now, look at your vitamin C, go back to our natural resources.
Yes.
Vitamin C, zinc, different applications that will help prep you. You want to make sure you're eating healthy. Now, how are we going to be eating healthy when we can't even go to the groceries to shop properly? So again, preparedness. Before you go to your grocery, identify your list. You want to keep your budgets because, again, that is going to affect our financial well-being later on as well, right? So it's not preparing in a way that you're hoarding. It's not preparing in a way that you're, again, panicking, but it's preparing in a way that you feel giving yourself that sense of control, right? It's not just your immune system in terms of preparedness. You want to look at, if you do get the symptoms, you want to make sure you have your cough medications, your fever suppressors, so your acetaminophen, etc. If there is a comorbid condition, you want to also make sure you have your medications or keep in contact with your healthcare professional so you have a sufficient amount supply. And now I'm not going to say get a supply for a whole year because chances are if you're hypertensive, the number of other persons who are also on that same medication. So you want to make sure you have a certain amount in terms of your supply. Now is a good time to really connect not just your healthcare professionals and your medical doctor, but the other allied healthcare professionals. Your pharmacists give really good advice, right? Different psychologists, they give really great advice. So here's where we can use the thing that we do every day, technology, but innovatively and smartly.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Create those online groups. Everyone now, this Monday, I had 5 virtual meetings. It was the most productive day.
Well, we had our Lions meeting by WhatsApp, and that was very productive as well. Yeah.
And how did it become productive? You made sure you had a proper agenda. Everybody was on the same page.
Yeah.
Right? So they were not, you're trying to cross your T's, dot your I's.
All right.
That preparedness, you know?
One final tip, because we have to wrap it up this Wellness Wednesday.
So again, technology, leaning onto the technology. We're going to be on our screens a lot. Still make sure you balance and take your digital detox. Right. Because I am already hearing some colleagues, especially the entrepreneurs and business persons, complaining of hands, right? So you want to make sure you exercise with your hands. Make sure you're not holding there all the time because guess what? We don't want 3 months down the line, we have a number of orthopedic hand complications.
Yes.
Right? So general tips, make sure you think of yourself, protect yourself, but in that process, think of others as well. Connect and reach out. Take care, especially our elderly. Support that vulnerable groups and then make sure whatever information you're sharing is accurate. Right?
Dr. Saf, we're going to have to leave it there.
Yes.
As usual, it's always a pleasure having you here.
So, see you all next week Wednesday.
Next week Wednesday.
Yes.
On Wellness Wednesday.
Thank you, Lisa. Take care, Carrie.
All right, we're going to take in a few messages and come back. We have entertainment news and we also have an interview talking about all the social media devices. Well, we're going to disconnect to connect, what that's about. Stay with us.